Good afternoon, or should I say good evening, DXB. This is Kayzar and this is my podcast. This is part number 2 with Michael Antoniou called Real Talk. So now we're gonna go a little bit kind of real with it, real talk about our marketplace and the gig culture here in Dubai. For me, it's very important to share knowledge for all the current freelancers. They are here, the professionals are here. I want our clients, my clients, to hear this. So I am going to bitch. He might be kind and he will stay kind, but that's a choice. For me, I'm going to say as it is. I'm going to expose everything. I will do this every week. I am fearless and I am shameless. Michael, thank you again. The first part with you getting to know your story was incredible. You're very inspiring to myself, and I will do something. I have started already, and you made me do that. So I'm very thankful. One day I'm going to show you. Give me that touch. So let's skip forward. This is Michael Antoniou. My name is Kayzar. See, I stuck my logo everywhere. Here. It's not here yet, but we'll put it there later on. What do you think of the gig culture here in the UAE?
I don't think of it. I keep myself to myself because most of my work is done solo.
Yeah.
And it's been done with knocking on doors and finding the work myself.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the culture is here.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should ask it in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The culture, I would say, what do you think of the gig marketplace? How much opportunities out there? The aspects of, because we serve, of course, you have the bars, the lounges, the fine dine restaurants, the 5-star hotels, you have the festivals, you have the weddings, you have the private parties. What do you think of them as a whole, or any of those small pockets of gigs where you get from here as individuals?
I think there's, like I said earlier on, I think there's huge opportunities here if you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
If you're not, you might struggle.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of talented people here.
Yeah.
And so maybe the talent will win.
Yeah.
If there's a budget there.
Yeah.
If the budget's not there.
Yeah.
The talent may not win, but not because they're not talented enough, but because they're too expensive.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
100%.
And that's just one of these things. That's the case in most businesses.
Yes, I got you.
You know?
But if you had the choice, would you do more kind of the hospitality side of it, the restaurants and bars, or weddings more?
That's a good question.
Or festivals more?
If it was up to me, private
Private gigs.
Because you get a captive audience each time, and it's a different audience each time.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like weddings and I like private parties because it's more intimate and it's more personal, and that's cool. I like that.
Incredible. And now, when you get approached by clients, we're talking about clients directly, what do you think of their approach? Do you think some of them know their stuff, or some of them just book you because they met you? What do you think of their requests? Have you ever got kind of some odd requests? I want you to play this, or be in that corner, or whatever. So we're trying to kind of expose, you have any kind of bad vibes from clients, bad energy or bad brief?
None.
So it was being straight to the point. They knew Michael Antoniou, they knew what you do, and khalas. It's been an easy booking.
I found ones to hear me.
Yeah.
Whether that be a demo.
Yeah.
Which I don't do demos now. I don't have demos. I just, that was to get me up.
Talking demo,
a demo CD.
Video?
No.
Or audition? Or preview? Or screening?
If I have to audition to get a job, it normally means I've got a very high rate of success there.
Yeah.
If I'm not young.
Yes.
So maybe I'm not young enough for a particular scene or a particular bar.
Yeah.
And there has been an instance where I went along for an audition for a kind of young people's place, but mainly because the venue owners own a dozen places here. And I thought, if they hear me in my face, doesn't fit for this particular audition, for this particular venue, they may see an outlet for me somewhere else. So
Yeah. For me, we're going to go to auditions. Lately, because of course we are an agency, we had a bunch of clients slash partners, I'm going to call them that. They approached us and they wanted us, the artists, to come and do an audition before people in the evening, like while the restaurant is full. And I spoke to artists and I was like, hey, it's just a question and an answer. Would you be okay to go and do like 3 sets of 45 minutes unpaid, and hopefully they will book you or not?
I think that's unfair. I think an audition should be 10, 15 minutes max. If you value yourself, and you respect yourself, then why would you do anything for nothing? I think a 10, 15, 2 songs or 3 songs is enough for a venue or venue owner or food and beverage manager to think, this guy's or this girl is what we're looking for. Or amazing voice, bit of character, bit of charisma, or no, for that matter. And to ask someone to do three 45s for an audition is just looking for a performance for free.
Yeah, for me, we get all strange requests, and we just have to be in the medium kind of point of view, not have much of an opinion. Sometimes we'll just shut it down. Okay, I'll let you know and get back to you if they are free. Then we just say, no, we never kind of come back over it. You are really taking the piss. We do explain it to them, but we have those requests. So you're telling me if there is an audition, should be behind closed doors?
I think
should it be behind closed doors, like nobody's in the restaurant? Or do you think it should be people there?
You've got permits here, right?
Yes.
So legally someone shouldn't be singing without a permit.
Yeah.
So that just takes that out of the equation.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing.
But some people willing to take the risk, and this is
okay. Well, that's up to the venue.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do any more. Let's say you were performing there that night and you were a resident and they asked me to come in and sing on your break and you take 15-minute breaks. Do you mind doing the 2 15-minute breaks that when Kayzar's going to sit and having his dinner? I said, sure, I'll do that. Get something to eat while I'm there and a drink. I have no problems with auditions. I'd like to audition for every job because then there's a much better chance that they're going to take me on once they hear me. Anyone can sound good on an album because 100%. It can be edited to make you sound great. And that's the difference between listening to an album and then hearing someone live on stage. You can't hide behind a live performance. Once a person's live on stage, they've got to show a bit of charisma and their character and their real vocals. Because let's face it, a studio can, you can edit and make someone
like sound. Photoshop. You can just put it in Premiere Pro and re-edit the sound, re-edit the pictures to make it pretty. And
that's probably one of the biggest reasons why, and I didn't realize this until somebody told me recently, a lot of the big performers lip sync. Because you can't get better than that recording that people are buying into. And then if you come up and you disappoint by going live, bad news travels fast.
100%.
I've been to see Michael Jackson. Most of the big names that I've seen and the few concerts that I've been in, they've all passed away.
100%.
God rest their soul, rest in peace. Michael Jackson. Whitney Houston. Pavarotti. Probably the three of the biggest names in music ever. Different genres, of course. And Pavarotti was a big disappointment. But that was the acoustics of, the NEC in Birmingham. You're miles away from them. Unless you're right up close, right where the speakers are, seeing them on stage and can identify who it is, forget it. Whitney Houston, end of her career, diabolical. Michael Jackson was amazing. Was amazing.
I got you. So let's go back to the same topic. So you're telling me it's not fair from a client to ask an artist to do 3 sets or even 1 set of 45 minutes for free as a preview on a live event. You're telling me the maximum that you will do, and you think it's fair from you, given the client / the person is going to book you, the right picture, the right feel of you being in the same situation, maximum you will do for him is 15 minutes, which is averagely 3 to 4 or 5 songs.
I've never been asked to do any more than that, and I wouldn't expect to do any more than that because you know in 5 minutes whether somebody's vocally efficient enough or good enough for the venue. in 2 or 3 songs.
100%.
Why would you? I think it's just a liberty. If 45 minutes is a tough one, how much do you want the gig? And what are you prepared to do to get it?
Yeah.
If it's a long-term contract, we really want you to get out and work the audience for a set, even 30 minutes, and that might be fair enough.
Yeah.
But a whole night, definitely not.
100%.
Yeah.
I got you. You heard it first. This is real talk. We're going to talk about our marketplace, and that's what it is. So let's go back to that. We actually covered it pretty well. How about when you send videos for me as part of the preview? Because for me, we start to get a lot of requests, it's like, you know, as part of the audition from a mobile phone. For me, that seemed to be the most kind of reliable source to us skipping the audition. Because 9 times out of 10, the auditions or the screening, I think is a waste of time. Because for me, if you send them the pictures and send them a professional video, and you send them a couple of videos that's being taken by a mobile phone, because it's very hard to enhance. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious. I think it's more than adequate. And it's more than enough. And I would say 90% of the bookings that happens through us happens that way. Don't you think that's fair?
In this day and age, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not getting the greatest sound, and you're hearing the person live without any effects. Nothing more than a bit of reverb.
100%.
And that's fair enough. You know, if it's clear enough,
yeah,
and it's not from a million miles away,
yeah,
you know, if it's clear enough,
yeah,
and the sound's fair enough, then
yeah,
you should be able to tell from that whether anyone, you know.
Amazing. Oh, okay, let's go back. We're not going back. We're kind of in the same topic. So let's say when you got into the gigs, generally speaking, do you think the sound engineers or the sound system that you find in venues, are they good enough? Listen,
yeah, if they knew how to work them. I've been to quite a few gigs where they've got these digital, they've invested, somebody's convinced them to spend the state of the art digital mixer, and nobody knows how to work it.
Yeah.
So you go in and you perform in a place with no effects, no reverb, and it's a bit flat, but it's either that or you walk away from the gig and it's, you know, you just do it. But
story of my life.
Keep it simple. Stick to the basics. Simple mixer, decent speakers, and let the voice take care of the show.
Ask all my clients. I simplified things for them. Probably 90% of them, I gave them mixers that are baby-proof. Anybody that has a half a brain can operate them. When I showed up here to Dubai 2015, sound engineers, I knew nothing about sound. So I knew about shows, performance, music, and everything, but sound, everybody...
No, there's no sound engineers. The majority of them are electricians.
Dude.
Yeah, well, let's get our sound engineer down to...
IT guy.
Do you know how to work this?
The sound... Yeah.
No, I know how to turn it on. No. Do you know how to work it? No. So... they sent you down to me as a sound engineer, but you're the electrician for the hotel, aren't you? Yes.
They don't have budgets for it.
We got a problem.
Yeah. Incredible. And for me, I've seen so many artists lost the job because the person that's doing the sound, he was bad. And I'm telling you, these two agencies that they supply sound, they were resident in hotels. We don't want to say names. They were shit.
Yeah. And I had a gig in a hotel, and the hotel had just opened, and this was the first night I was performing. I went in, checked equipment, nobody knew how to work it. It was a digital mixer. It was probably 10, 15, 20 grand's worth.
Yeah.
We waited for the company that supplied it to send in a sound engineer who was an electrician who also did it, and this took hours.
Yeah.
And I asked for a monitor, they didn't bring a monitor, and then they brought me this little box thing. It wasn't really a monitor, it was like a little studio speaker. And this was 2:00 on the Friday afternoon. I started at 7:00 and they were fully booked that night. Yeah. I jumped to my car with my own credit card, went down to Virgin Megastore, and a Thursday night at 4:00, you can't imagine how busy it was and how just, you know, it's everybody's rushing to the store. Bought an inexpensive mixer, an inexpensive speaker as a monitor, all the cables I needed, shot back up to the venue, plugged it all in, and I had it ready in 15 minutes. Went home, had my shower, got back dressed, boom, bang. And I'm not a magician, I'm not a sound guy, but let's keep this simple. Send that back and get your money back for it. That was a waste of money.
100%. I've seen it, I've done it. Yes, the Virgin store, it's a savior. And also you have a Thompson store in Ibn Battuta. Literally so many times. Oh, we have everything. It's a sound engineer. Everything will be set. I always gave myself enough time, like 2 hours before, especially in the first gig. And I faced all scenarios. Came in, nothing is working. Nobody knew what to do. And And most of the cases, the integrated sound system, they say, no, everything is working fine. But when you come in, that integrated sound system is only designed for you to play some music from an iPod. It's not designed to deliver the quality of live music to what's going on. Nighttime, the bass is not there. As soon as you put some life to it, it starts crackling on all sorts.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but we, as professionals, we had to adapt. I had to adapt very fast because I was losing business so fast. And I was like, these sound engineers know this stuff. Nobody knew shit. And I had to learn YouTube videos and learn very quickly. We got through it.
Yeah.
What to do? This is our marketplace. What do you think about the payment terms in terms of payment, like length of pay? Because generally speaking, like with the big companies here, they have like a payment bracket. You have to wait for 60 days after a month end. And some of them say 45 days after a month end. And some of them say 30 days after a month end. And some of them say 15 days after a month end. As an artist and as a business owner, sole trader by yourself, what do you think is fair?
I have only two countries to experience this with, which was Cyprus.
Yeah.
And if it was a privately owned place, you get paid at the end of the night.
Yes.
Most of your gigs were private.
Yeah.
We'll not say private gigs. They were in restaurants or venues that were privately owned.
Yeah.
So you get paid at the end of the night.
Yeah.
They've drawn the money in on the night, they pay you on the night. In a hotel, you would get paid after the end of the month, a week to 2 weeks later, no later than that. And it was clockwork. It was into your account. So being perfectly honest and direct, you never had to chase money.
Yeah.
So this has been a big eye-opener for me because I've not got a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And so to chase money, I'm not comfortable with that. I want to just concentrate on chasing work and my performance. To run about, picking up checks and trying to get them cashed or banked or whatever, especially on days where there's high traffic, is pretty annoying.
Yeah.
So 30 days is okay. I can live with that. 45 days is just too far out the ballpark, and 60 days is just an absolute no-no. So if I'm not getting paid within 30 days of a gig, after the end of the month, I'm not taking the gig.
Yeah.
I'm just not taking it.
But you kind of, in a way, you're taking yourself out from the big clients. Does that make sense? Because that's the payment terms. Some of them see us as suppliers. Yeah, but same as the fruit and veg supplier, same as the wine supplier, that's same as the.
I'm really surprised at that. I worked in hotels in Cyprus where you were more important than the staff as far as paying you because there wasn't a saturation of performers.
Yes.
There was a limitation. There wasn't enough performers for the hotels and the venues. So they really looked after you and they made sure you were paid like clockwork, even though the staff weren't paid. And they're working full time in the hotel 40, 50 hours a week. You're only there once a week for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I found that bizarre, but I was happy with it because, I want to get paid. 100%. And I want to get paid as soon as possible. And obviously the restaurants and bars and other places that you performed in, events and so on, and weddings and whatever they might be, you're paid on the day, sometimes before you've even performed. You go to a wedding and the wedding organiser's got your money in an envelope before you start. I'm like, that was shocking to me. I was like, this is cool. So here, 30 days, and then we've both experienced one place that's gone down that we both lost money. Of you more than me, but I'm still not used to losing money as a performer.
I don't care. Roof Chris Steakhouse. Thank you for not paying me. Carry on.
You learn from your mistakes, hopefully. Because if you don't learn from them, you will continue making them.
Summer 2019, I'm actually speaking to some people. We're going to write a song about it.
Yeah.
Summer 2019 nearly shut down my agency. By the end of July, in July, I should have closed doors and I should have run away back to London.
My lack of patience helped me decide to leave before it got any deeper because it stunk for me. Something wasn't right. Yeah. And I said to them, if I'm not paid, by the end of this week, this will be my last week. And I wasn't paid, and it was my last week.
You maybe you did the right thing. For me, if it was just one client, it would have been fine. But for me, I had almost 6 other businesses that we were supplying to because they see us as suppliers of entertainment, events, media, video, and all that good stuff. It kind of was a ripple effect. Ruth Chris lost his shit and packed up and went. And other venues that I don't want to mention because I'm hoping one day they will pay me. And maybe on the next podcast we'll talk about them. They all closed, bankrupt, or sold their business with the debts. And I'm never going to see that money.
You know what? When it's a privately owned restaurant and it's struggling, then you've got to look at that and they say to you, look, we love what you do, you're doing a great job for us, but we're struggling at the moment. Can we pay you, or can we do this, or can we do that? That's fair enough, but when you say something like Ruth Chris was absolutely packed, doing an absolute fortune, lots and lots of money. I don't need to go into the figures, I have a good idea what it was doing, but what it was doing on a Friday night when I was there was astronomical. Some restaurants would be happy to do that in a week, right? And then you're not getting paid, and you were only like the equivalent of maybe 3 or 4% of the turnover on the night. And you just go, hey man, you're taking the piss here. I'm not hanging about for this, because I can't sleep at night knowing that the place is packed, and I'm going to continue every week showing up and giving it my heart and soul, knowing that I'm not getting paid.
For me, that was, I learned the lesson 2016 here in Dubai, and that was the second, and probably now lesson number one in my life. 2019 summer, July, it was bad, and I will never forget it. And we learned, but for me, it's most of our business is based on credibility, relationship, and friendship, and knowing, and the trust, so much trust, because these contracts just black and white. Does that make sense? And there is so many loopholes in the system. Technically speaking, they could say whatever, and they will. If anybody wants to, apart from I think the labor law here. If you are just employed and contracted, you're very much protected. But in terms of agencies and suppliers, they can string you along forever. But for me, I learned, and you're just gonna have to move forward and keep positive. Summer 2019, we're gonna write a song and you're gonna all learn about it. This is real talk. What do you think about the rates and the fees? If you don't mind sharing your fee and your rate for a residency and for corporates. Because we need to enlighten ourselves and others in the marketplace. Preferable rates for you.
I think it's what you want.
You have to set a value for yourself, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns.
Even in Cyprus, there was people, that were working for half of what I was working for. I think musicians here are very fortunate. Because they get good money. Compared with Cyprus, it's like
or even London, dude.
Yeah, the money they get here is great. And we all do it. You get a little bit spoiled. And then you get a little bit greedy. Some of us more than others, and greed can, you bite your nose off to spite your face. So fortunately or unfortunately, real or unreal, whether you agree with it or not, 9 times out of 10, the performer, the person on the mic, gets more money than the people around them. The musicians have studied, they might be more talented, they might be a better person, they might need the money more than you, but at the end of the day, the singer is the one that they're listening to. If they're surrounded by a great band, then but you can't have a great band and a bad singer and get away with it.
No, you can't.
But you can have a great singer and not such a great band and get away with it.
100%.
So you go along and hear the boys first and foremost. Because there's not that many venues you go into where there's a band there with no singer. And it's just instrumental. There's a reason for that. People want to hear a voice. They want somebody to move about and show a bit of charisma and a bit of character and have fun, create a bit of fun, create the atmosphere. So what was the question again?
It's okay. If you don't want to share your rates, you don't have to share your rates.
No, I don't want to, because my rate depends on the day of the week,
100%.
and it depends on the venue. It depends on a lot of things, and my rates are probably a lot more expensive than most people.
100%.
Because of the value I put on myself. I didn't come. I've said to venues when they've told me, "Oh, we can afford to pay you this," or an agency that's going, "The value is this." They'd love to have you though. I said, look, if I'm going to work for that kind of rate, I'll go back to Cyprus, because that's not much above there. I looked at Dubai as being 2 to 3 times the income that I was earning in Cyprus. Now, basically, I need that income in order to be able to put my son through school and to stay in a decent apartment. I have no option.
100%.
I'm probably left after I pay that
Yeah.
with what I'm earning just now with the same as what I was earning in Cyprus.
Yeah.
But I was miserable in Cyprus.
Yeah.
But we love Dubai. We
Yeah.
love what it offers. We love a lot of things about
Yeah.
it without listing them all that Cyprus doesn't do for us.
Yeah.
So if we can earn enough money to pay the schooling, and we've got enough left to, go out for a nice dinner now and again, or go to a theme park, or go and do this, then that's cool. We don't expect to get rich here. You're not going to get rich here. You need to sell records, or you need to be on a big stage. You need to win TV or on the radio to be able to make money. And so there's a limit to it.
Yeah.
But I push for the stars.
Yeah.
And if I hit the clouds, I kind of weigh up the situation.
Yeah.
Do I really want to sing in this venue? What night of the week is it? How long is the contract?
Yeah.
Do I like it?
Yeah.
Does it fit
Yeah.
what I do? And if it does, sometimes I'm a bit flexible, more flexible than other times.
Yeah. 100%.
But there's stuff I've walked away from because there's just not. I can't get my head around it.
No.
If I'm going to turn up to work and think I'm getting underpaid, I'd rather stay at home with my family.
Yeah. That you gotta know your value, and that's very important. You gotta stick to your guns. You gotta know when to be flexible, when not to be flexible. Go back to the note you just put down right there. For me, when we do book a band together, we just kind of say, this is the rate, this is for the band. 9 times out of 10, it's very transparent. Okay, this is per person, and we don't say the singer should get more or less. 9 times out of 10, we just give it to the band, or a 3-piece or 4-piece, and they figure it out by themselves.
Yeah.
And we stay away. If the singer takes more or not, for me, we just stay away from that space. Does that make sense? But of course, we an agency, we know what are the rates. And if anybody watching this videos will be uploaded to YouTube, Kayzar, which will be my YouTube channel, and of course will be in Antoniou's channels as well. Feel free to ask any questions about our marketplace, rates, what artists should be charging, and we will respond to you. We will give you all the feedback that we have in here. So, and later on, we will, because we are doing this live as well, we'll do a Q&A. People can ask us things live.
Can I say something about rates?
Hit me, real talk.
If I get approached, whether by a musician or by an agency, and the money is split equally with the musicians and myself, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
If it's 2,000 each or 2,500 each, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
If I've done the work to find that gig and create that gig, I will put my rate into the quotation that I want for that gig.
Yeah.
And I will contact all the musicians and say, what do you want for this?
But would you be transparent with them? I am gonna take this.
No. I'll say, they will not ask me, and I have no reason for me to tell them.
Yeah.
My rate is my rate, and your rate is your rate.
Yeah.
What you want for a gig and what I want for a gig might be the same.
Yeah.
Might not be the same.
Yeah.
But if you phone me up and say, Michael, I've got a gig for you.
Yeah.
And there's 4 music, and you're all getting 2,000. It's private.
Yeah.
Or it's corporate, and you're all getting 2,500 dirhams each.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm not going to say no. I'm the singer. I'm the main man. I'm a diva. I've got a huge ego. I need 1,000 more than them because people are there to hear me. No. What I will say is, when I have done all the legwork to get a gig, and it's taken me 3 months to get it, and I've got a website, and I've got things that I pay for, like business cards and all these different things, the expense that I'm going to create that work, I'm going to put in my fee that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to contact you and say, what are you comfortable with? It's 345, it's in this hotel, but what do you want? And that person might say, I want 2.5. The other person might say, I want 2.5. So I'll put their quote with mine, add it all up, and present it to the client with no commission from their fee. I'm not interested. Sweet. I've got my fee, and that's all that's all I want from it.
That's your approach, and I respect that. But anybody disagreeing with that, can you please let us know in your comments below, because we'll be posting this one up and we'll be chopping it up. But I respect that. Very good. I like it.
The same as
that's fair. You're being fair.
If a musician comes to me and asks me my fee, and his fee's higher than mine, well, I don't want to know what it is, and I don't care, because you're booking me, and I've given you my fee, and you've accepted that fee, and you've given your quotation. If you're getting 1,000 dirhams more than me, I'll never know, and I don't want to know. It's all about being happy with what you're getting. If you're happy with what you're getting, what anyone else is getting is none of your business.
Legend. Khalas. Topic closed. Next question. What do you think of the level of the artists here in the UAE or Dubai? Because we are focused in Dubai, DXB Real Talk. Do you think there is a good enough level to keep you inspired and pushing, want to do more? Or do you think the level of talent here gonna only bring you down? Because you are who you surround yourself with, right? Do you think the competition is high here?
I don't socialise with any musicians really at all.
Yeah.
And I only know the ones that I've worked with or the ones I've gone to see.
Yeah.
Now, you don't get that much chance to go out. If you're working 4 or 5 nights a week, you don't really get a chance to go out and see other artists. I see quite a few at music hall because that changes a lot of time. And I would say, let me give you an analogy, right? There's 11,000 restaurants here. From the restaurants I've seen there's fabulous restaurants here, but I've only maybe scratched the surface and tried 20 or 30 out of the 11,000. And so this is the same. I've maybe heard just a small percentage of performers here that exist here out of what exists. And what I've seen so far, there's some fabulous singers. I've not really seen any bad ones. I've only seen good and great.
I've seen it, all colors and sizes. I've seen everything. And there is the good, and there's the bad, and there's the really bad, and there's the shitty. And there's the ones, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but there's a lot of, there's so much talent in here.
What does bother me, and a little bit sometimes, is when somebody undervalues themselves, when they're a great performer, but they're working for average money. That bugs me.
Yeah, I don't like
that. Because they don't believe in themselves enough, and so they're being taken advantage of. I had someone, I did a 6-month stint at somewhere, and I was getting top money. I got the fee that I was looking for. There's someone else in there now working through an agency, and she's achieving half of what I was getting. And when she saw me in the premises, she said to the manager, "He's not upset that I've stolen his gig." Stolen my gig. I got 6 months out of it and I made really good money.
Mate, you got ripped off.
Nothing lasts forever. You're getting half of what I was getting. Why would I be upset? And they never cancelled me to bring you in. There was 2 or 3 singers. They were trying 2 or 3 singers. They wanted a change. They wanted, let's do something different. And let's try and save some money. That was the crux of the matter. Okay, that's fair enough. I've had 6 good months with you through the summer when there wasn't a lot of work out there. I'm happy. I'm comfortable. But everybody's like, treading on, broken glass. When they called me to say this was going to be your last week, I'm like, fine. It was getting a bit stale for me anyway. I was looking for something to stimulate me, a new challenge. I had 6 good months, got a lot of great contacts, got a lot of private work out of it, and nothing lasts forever. But for this young girl who's quite talented, right? Because we sat in that night and had dinner to say to the manager, I hope he's not upset that I stole his gig. Well, number 1 is you didn't steal my gig, and number 2 is you're getting half of what I was getting. So you get, you're a good performer. And another thing that I found interesting is she stood behind a screen the whole night reading off karaoke tracks. She never walked away from the screen the whole night.
Real talk.
How do you engage your audience when you're looking at a screen all night?
Real talk.
Okay, learn the music. If you're a performer, learn the songs and get out and sing them to the audience.
You heard it first.
That's just my opinion.
I feel you. JR, before we move forward, JR, what do you want? Make sure you share that on all the groups, especially musicians UAE. Who is your competition here in Dubai? Who is Michael Antoniou competition? Because there was a great musician. His name is Hendrik Solera. He was very good.
He was together. He's here now.
Is he here?
Yeah, we did music hall at the weekend. We performed together for the first time.
I love him.
Birthday party. Yeah.
I love him. Who's your competition, if you have any, for that kind of thing that you do? Because it's a niche. I would say there is probably about 6 or 7 people that do similar thing to what you do. But for me,
I only know 2. I know Henrik, and Henrik's doesn't just wear one hat.
Yes.
He covers a lot of different genres. And Henrik is a professional. But he's also a tenor. I'm a baritone. We have totally different vocal ranges of so, but when we sang together at the weekend, it sounded good. The contrast was nice, and that can happen sometimes. I don't see that I have any competition. My competition is just myself. What am I prepared to do to get the work? I've been in sales for 30 years,
Yes.
and I've never felt that I competed with anyone bar me.
Yeah.
There's some great singers here. There's some great swing and jazz singers, and each to their own. Some are more influenced by Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Some are more influenced by whether it be Robbie Williams swing thing, the whole, each to their own. I just go out and do what I do to the best of my ability, and I go out and find 9 times out of 10, I find my own work.
That's what it is. Let's skip forward. What do you think of agencies here in Dubai dealing with artists and the communication, how you get gigs? Do you think, are they fair? Are they diabolical? Are they shit? Agencies. Please don't say anything bad about me. Actually, do.
If I was going to say something bad about you, I wouldn't be sitting here. Right?
I think that's a compliment. But I want you to tell me what you think of agencies, because you get most of the work by yourself, and you said it, you've been in sales in 30 years, and if you don't know how to sell yourself, it's khalas.
You're the only agency that's given me a resident gig. Anything else I've done here, I couldn't take the work because it just wasn't financially viable to take it.
It wasn't the right fit.
Yeah, there was all the right fit, it just wasn't the right amount of money. It was just ridiculously low, and so I couldn't take it. What do I think of agencies? I don't know. I think it's a necessity.
Yeah.
I think it's a necessary for the business for there to be agencies. I never worked for agencies in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Mostly of the agencies in Cyprus brought in acts for the season from the UK.
Yeah.
And put them in accommodation and paid them a salary and had them working like 7 nights a week, 2 gigs a night. So I'm used to getting my own work. So there was no agency work in Cyprus. I connected with a few agencies when I first came here, and I thought that would be a big part, because when they told me the money, I thought, that's not much more than I earn in Cyprus. And they said, well, you need to accept that because, or go out and get the work yourself.
Right.
But maybe I was spoiled initially by giving Ruth Chris a fee that I thought is what I want to earn here, and they accepted it and they were happy with it.
And you did a marvelous job. It's definitely worth it.
And it went well for a long enough time. And then I went with that fee into a couple of other venues, and they accepted it. And so I based it on that. I'm a little bit more flexible with my fees now than I was when I first got here. Because realistically, you can't expect the same fee for a Monday night as you're going to get on a Thursday or a Friday night.
You adapted. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's important. So of course you said it pretty much there. What do you of course you know, to integrate, do you feel the need to integrate yourself within other musicians, to be in circles of musicians?
No.
You want to be a soloist and a loner?
I didn't come here to make friends. I never do in business. If I find a friend along the road,
that one.
Anywhere I've been, and I've been in big companies before, in sales, where a lot of salespeople, especially the weaker ones, all flock together for security to make themselves all feel comfortable, and they become pals, and they go out drinking together, and they've got their sob stories together, and they sit around coffee clutching and making all the excuses of why it's not working for them, or the marketplace is just not right. I'm a solo act. I just go for it myself. And if I meet a friend along the way, and as I get older, I try to be more patient with people, and I try to not upset anyone, and just keep the peace. But I don't feel I need to surround myself with musicians at all.
I got you. I think Dubai. And I think people don't do it quite well here. They don't surround themselves, because everybody sees themselves as a competition to the next artist they are next to, unless they are a drummer or a guitarist and they're background musicians, and then they intend to kind of make themselves in cliques. There is a lot of cliques.
I'm not active in any of the Facebook pages that have got anything to do with music. None. I'm maybe members of them to just in case I want to use it for a springboard or a promote event, but I don't use them, and I don't comment on stuff that I see on them. I just don't get involved in it.
Your approach is the right approach, and I had to learn that the hard way, because I tried to make scene. I thought it's London, create clicks and move from here to here. And it wasn't. There was a lot of cold shoulders, no information passed on. Oh, it's like, whatever. I got that at the beginning. And yeah, so your approach is 100% correct. But, and moving forward, how do you market yourself and how do you think you manage to stay successful? Because for me, again, seeing you and talking to you like sometimes once a week, twice a week, you seem to be successful. How do you market yourself? How are you doing?
Social media,
networking,
asking for help. Asking people if they can recommend. You know, you're working somewhere and people say, "Oh, you've got a great voice. Do you know any other places that are working for that would appreciate what I do?" You know, you've been here 10 years. You've been in so many different venues, and so social media is one. This place is definitely who you know and not what you know. 1,000,000%. And the longer you're here, the more people you get to know, and the more opportunity, the more numbers you get. And WhatsApp's a great deal. I never used that in Cyprus. Didn't even know what WhatsApp was. And people say, "We need to get on WhatsApp. That's big in Dubai." Nah, that's not for me. And you need to get on Instagram. No. Twitter. No. I've got 1,300 followers on Facebook. I don't need it. And Facebook's not that big here, although it's part of the marketplace, but it's not. It's kind of more diluted here. WhatsApp's a big eye opener that you can get someone's number like that and send them a message, and they open it and they can see it. You don't need to phone them and get passed through all these different switchboard trying to get hold of them, and then they're in a meeting and they'll call you back. Being able to get the number and the name and introduce yourself on WhatsApp is a big bonus.
100%.
Because you can send stuff down through WhatsApp, videos, recordings. You can tell them a little bit about introduction,
contracts,
your website,
proposals,
everything. It's phenomenal, and it's free. It's amazing. So I've had to adapt to that. In the last 6 months, I only got a smartphone. I didn't have that facility because on iPads, where you do your emailing normally, I've had an iPad for 4 or 5 years for my backing tracks. I would do my emails there. You don't get WhatsApp on an iPad, and you don't get Instagram and all like that. So you need a smartphone. I got a smartphone in July of last year, and I was putting it off. Don't get me, because I'll spend more time doing that. And I was trying to do less of that. But it's happened.
I can almost confirm, like I would say probably 99% of the bookings that happens and confirmation via WhatsApp.
I can't believe it. It's amazing.
Laptop, it's like less and less used, and I'm like shocked. I'm like, the technology and the time has moved very fast. So this is the section where we call it real talk. We got to know his story. Now we talk real stuff. Do you have anything else to add? Because generally speaking, later on we do a Q&A, but for now, real talk. Anything else you want to dig deep into about the music culture, about the gig culture, about what's happening here in Dubai? Were you happy? Should conclude that section. I think I've asked you all the questions I need to ask. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. What I have noticed here, I'd like venues. I wish venues. It must be tough. It's definitely tough, but what I've noticed with a lot of venues is they're leading towards solo singers singing from backing tracks to keep the cost down.
I know, because people, if you don't know, Dubai has been going through a quiet recession for almost 3 years now. Hopefully Expo will lift it up. Hopefully they will do 2-piece, 3-piece, and 4-piece band. Solo.
So much nicer. So much nicer to play with live musicians. Then you've got company on stage. You can have more fun.
It's life, because a lot of musicians pull the backing tracks and the solo singer very well. Like you kill it, dude. But when you have keys with them and they play in live, it's incredible. Or a guitar, the energy just almost doubles.
And solos, you take a song. Let's just take an example of a song. Fly Me to the Moon or Sway, and you take it from a 2.5 minute song and make it 5 minutes, because you give all the musicians a solo to play. And it gives you a rest too.
It will come back. We will come back to those glory days, I think.
I hope so.
From September.
Because live, there's nothing to beat live.
Nothing. Incredible. Okay, we're going to conclude that section. This is part 2, Real Talk with Michael Antoniou. Michael, thank you again. We're getting that back after 5 minutes. Thank you guys. Shut it down. Peace.